She doesn't. So hello everyone. Shabbat shalom. Hello. I love that the party has already started in here, the celebration. And this has been a long time coming. This being able to be together here with some ease, with some lightness of being, with joy. And tonight feels especially wonderful because many of us had dinner together, learned together with Rabbi Rim and Peggy and from Steve and from each other. And because at long last, our temple choir, Shir Chadash, is here in the house with us. And we don't often say this, but I think we're all still healing, and perhaps we'll always be healing. And the sound of our voices together still feels new. I have found myself very emotional at our last rehearsals. We've had 5 rehearsals, because somehow hearing these beautiful voices together reminds me of how very hard it has been, and how very hard we tried as a community, and we succeeded in keeping ourselves together when we couldn't be together. And how very essential it is that the sounds of our voices together, for the heart, for the soul, for the mind. And so we move. We're going to transition ourselves from the very real threat of this rising anti-Semitism we learned about into the joy of prayer. It's good. So see, this is part of it. We're moving into, we haven't had to ask people to be quiet for a long time, so this is still really nice. So we're going to move ourselves into the joy of prayer, into the joy of song, into this joy of community. For these 3 things, these are what have kept us afloat, not just through the pandemic, but for centuries upon centuries. And we're going to lean hard on these things tonight. Hava Nashira, let us sing together a song of praise. You'll find these words on page 2, the bottom of the page. We ask our choir to stand. Havana Shira, Shir Hallelujah. Havana Shira, Shir Hallelujah. Havana Shira, Shir Hallelujah. Havana are back. Beautiful. And it is a great joy to ask a family to come up to light our Shabbat candles for us. We were realizing that Mallory Bram's family, this is the first time they've been actually in the sanctuary for a Shabbat service. They did many in the tent outside in these last years, but we welcome you into this sanctuary. So Lyndon, Suzanne, Teddy, Mallory, come on up. And we turn to our Shabbat candle blessing. You'll find it on page 1.
Oh, do you know there's a dinosaur lighting our candles tonight? I have a great song about that.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlek ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And for all that is new for us tonight in our own lives, in our community, let's join our voices together in singing Shehechianu, giving thanks for this moment, this season. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. A song of ascents, Shir HaMa'alot, said to have been sung as the Jews in Jerusalem at the Holy Temple sang a word of this psalm as they climbed the stairs to the temple. When God returned us to Zion from our exile, we thought we were dreaming. Then our mouths were filled with laughter and with cheers, with song on our tongue. The other nations saw us and said, "Ooh, God has done great things for them." Shir HaMa'alot.
Yeshua
As we know, the great songwriter of blessed memory, Debbie Friedman, wrote many, many tunes that we use regularly in our services. The last one she wrote was a setting of Shalom Aleichem, which you'll find on page 49. And it is said, legend has it, that she felt that this was her best composition that she had written over many years. And she does something interesting in the lyrics. If you look at that last paragraph, these angels come. And we say, peace to you, Shabbat angels. And we say, come in peace, angels. And we ask them to bless us in peace. And the last stanza says, Seitchem l'shalom, and go in peace, you Shabbat angels. She changed the last word to say, Shuvchem l'shalom, return to us in peace. We can't quite let those angels go, and so we ask them to return to us. And you'll hear this is an unusual sounding melody for her. It was very different than her writings, and you'll hear some beautiful harmonies from the sopranos. Stand back up.
Shalom
teaching by Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks on singing. Judaism is a religion of words, and yet, when the language of Judaism aspires to the spiritual, it modulates into song, as if the words themselves seek escape from the gravitational pull of finite meanings. Music speaks to something deeper than the mind. If we are to make Torah new in every generation, we have to find ways of singing its song a new way. The words never change, but the music does.
Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Let's make a new song. Page 5. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo, Basaru miyom leyom Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo, Basaru miyom leyom Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo, Basaru miyom leyom Yeshuato, Basaru miyom leyom Yeshuato.
I'll get there. We turn to pages 11 and 12 for Lecha Dodi. We'll sing stanzas 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we reach stanza 9, I'll gesture with my hands. It's an invitation to rise in body and spirit, to turn to the back of the sanctuary, to welcome the spirit of Shabbat into our community, to make a connection with those who are joining us in our digital community as well.
Lechandodi libra kala ya la la ya la la ya la pene Shabbat nekavela oh shamor mizachor b'dibur echad hishme'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shamo l'tiferet v'litina Lechandodi librat kala yalala yalala yalla Pene Shabbat nekavela yala yala Lechandodi librat kala yalala yalala yalla Pene Shabbat nekavela Oh librat Shabbat lechur v'nelcha ki hi mekor habaracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh v'machshavat chila lechandodi librat kala yalala yalala yalla p'nei Shabbat nekavela yala yala lechandodi librat kala yalala yalala yalla p'nei Shabbat nekavela Oh, Hidoreri, Kivat Ore, Kumi Ori, Uri, Shir Chadash, Kevod Adonai, Alai, Nigla, Lechandodi, Lekala, Yala, Pene Shabbat. Nekalelai, lechandodi, lekakala, yala, pene Shabbat, nekalelai. Oh, bo'it v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzohala, toch emunei am segula. Bo'ikala, lechandodi, lekakala, yala, pene Shabbat, nekalelai, lechandodi, lekakala, yala, pene Shabbat, nekalelai.
Page 16. We call to each other, welcoming ourselves home into this sanctuary of prayer.
Dear one, Shekhinah, holy name, when I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Just a little pause here. It is so intense to be accompanied by thunder and lightning. And Shir Chadash, would you lead us in this round? Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekinah, holy name, when I call on the light of my soul, I come home. And one last time, Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekinah, holy name, when I call on the light of my soul, I come home. The bottom of page 17. Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
You may be seated. we continue with the acts of love, compassion that are commanded of us in response to our awareness of what Rim taught us about before at the dinner, that there is no us and them, but instead that we can live in the recognition of a we, and invite ourselves into that.
One of the first settings that Debbie Friedman ever created, went from early years to her ending years. And you shall love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all your soul, and with all thy mind. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walkest by the way, and when you liest down, and when you rise up, and when you rises up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorpost of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God. Another excerpt from Rabbi Jonathan Sacks. It says, faith is more like music than like science. Science analyzes, music integrates. And as music connects note to note, so faith connects episode to episode, life to life, age to age, in a timeless melody that breaks into time. We are each called on to be voices in the choir, and our faith teaches us to hear the music beneath the noise. So music is a signal of transcendence, and the history of the Jewish spirit is written in its songs. The words do not change, but each generation needs its own melodies so that we too can sing as joyously as our ancestors did at that moment of transfiguration when they crossed the Red Sea and emerged on the other side, free at last. When the soul sings, the spirit soars. Continue with Micha Mocha on page 21. ya da da da, ya da 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 da. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'chodesh, norat tehilot osef eleh, norat tehilot osef eleh. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'chodesh, norat tehilot osef eleh, norat tehilot osef eleh. Ya da da ya da ya da 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 ya da ya da ya da 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 ya da da ya da ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da. Turn to the words of Hashkivenu, using one line, Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha, spread over us, spread over all of us, a sukkah, a shelter of peace, will guide my steps.
Teaching by Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel. The only language that seems to be compatible with the wonder and the mystery of being is the language of music. Music is more than just expressiveness. It is rather a reaching out toward a realm that lies beyond the reach of verbal propositions. Verbal expression is in danger of being taken literally and of serving as a substitute for insight. Words become slogans. Slogans become idols. But music is a refutation of human finality. Music is an antidote to higher idolatry. Turn to the Amidah. On page 25, we'll say the first 6 words together in community, the words that ask for us the ability to pray. And then we'll continue with our own private prayers and reflections silently. I invite you to rise in body or spirit.
Sefatai divtach ufi agitei lateva Adonai Sefatai divtach ufi agitei lateva
We turn our thoughts, our prayers, our hearts, and our attention to those who are in search and in need of healing, naming them here in our sanctuary, and by doing so, promising that we are with them, that we see them in their time of need. We'll say those who are on our community's Mishaberach list, and we invite those of you who are joining us in our digital community to use the chat function to add the names of those you are praying for into our sanctuary of prayer. And then we'll invite each of you who is here, if you would like, to raise your hand and say the names of those you are praying for.
As a community, we are praying for the healing of Caroline Hirschfeld, Pat Urich, Peter Feynman, Alina Klayman, Liliana Walheim-Martinez, Vera Verturax, Diana Sanders, Irene Brown, Myra and Alejandra Ullman, David Gordon, Bob Woods, Judy Cohen, Joan Spetter, Ronnie Woods, Lynn Tilkin, Kaylee Casas and Baby Zay, Miriam Rivka Bat Rochel Leah Vishami Baruch HaKohen, David Weinstein, Karen Kaplan, Ruth Ginsburg, Sonal Starr, Joyce B., Andy A., Paul P., Gloria, Ayelet Bat Chava Vahir Shmuel, Debbie Gilman, Neil Daniels Midman, Anya Cowell, Sue Boardman, Sarah Kianowski, Debbie Sachs-Buteau, Stanley Roth, and Kathy Neff. If there are others, loved ones you'd like to add, please raise your hand, Jenna.
Jessica Lee, Gilbert
Thank you.
Lisa Roderick, Barbara Roderick, and Andy Orem and Judy Legal.
It's Bill Sudeshna Chatterjee. Robert Schultz. Jane Schultz.
Keith Corbett.
Robert Ansel.
Jerry Bookett and Aaron Giuliani.
Catherine Boutot.
Josh Teitelbaum and my aunt Shirley Deutsch.
Vera Ventura. Debbie Bias and Mara Levi. Sister-in-law Sharice Lee, friend Peter Wolf.
The people of Ukraine.
Gina.
And Kiara.
Margot Carolyn. Eliab Quadash and Peter Costanzo. Alex Sagan, Gary Young, Josh Elkins, and Bill Dillon. Brad Becker and Pete Monahan. Vivian Cheeseman and John Cheeseman.
Howard and Deanna Goodman.
Louis Wayne, my aunt Sandy,
Peter Redland Pelzer.
He's Lennox.
Turn to words of healing on the screen. Mishaberach, written by Lisa Levine.
I don't think they get to sit though, right? No, seriously. We're turning to page 102. And we're going to sing Sim Shalom, continuing those prayers for wholeness that you just led us in.
This is a three-part set for Sim Shalom. And the idea that I feel when we sing these words is that we are just flowing outward, all these blessings for grace, for kindness, for compassion, for all who dwell on this earth. And we're going to sing it once in unison, and then we're going to break it down into three parts, starting with our baritones, going to our altos, and going to our sopranos. And either just let this music just cascade over you, or feel free to attach yourself to one of the parts and try to sing it through. This is to the tune of Dona Nobis Pacem. 2, 3. Sing Shalom, Tova Uracha. Sing Shalom, Tova Uracha. Shalom, Tova Uracha. Shalom, Shalom, Tova Uracha. Shalom, Tova Uracha. Shalom, Shalom, Tova Uracha.
Sim Shalom, Tova Uracha. Sim Shalom, Tova Uracha.
Sing
our concluding prayers. We move into our concluding prayers for this evening's service, turning to page 42. The third paragraph down, the fourth line down, for those of us who are still in the books. These words, v'hashevota, let all this dwell in your heart. Let this community, this music, these words, this time, this sacred time, dwell in your heart. I invite you to rise, embody your spirit.
Hashevota Elevavecha Ki Adonai Hu HaElohim Behashevota Elevavecha Ki Adonai Hu HaElohim V'ne'emar V'haya Adonai L'melech al kol ha'aretz Bayom hahu Bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad U'shemo 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 You can be seated. We turn to the words of Mourner's Kaddish on page 44. And we invite those joining us online to put the names of those you are remembering tonight into the chat. And tonight we are remembering Sophie Hirschman, 26-year-old niece of Wendy Jo New, who died just in these recent weeks. Tonight is the yahrzeit of Frida Lawrence, beloved mother of Leslie Lawrence, yahrzeit of Barney Levine, beloved father of Maura Alpert. This is his 26th yahrzeit. It's the yahrzeit of Henry Jacobson, Jeanette Collaget's beloved father, who, if I'm right about this, would be 101 years old tomorrow if he had lived. It's the yahrzeit of Philip Kessler, beloved father of Susan Kessler, and we're so glad that Susan's sister, brother-in-law, and nephew are here tonight with us. It's the yahrzeit of Elaine Blumenthal, beloved mother of Steve Blumenthal. And it is the yahrzeit of Stanley Weisenfeld, beloved father of Marion Weisenfeld. And throughout this year, we have said the name of Win Musgrave every Friday night. And this is his first yahrzeit. Beloved husband of Emily, father of Sarah and Amy, beloved son-in-law, brother-in-law, cousin, Shir Chutzpah teammate, and friend to so many. And we're so glad you are here tonight, Emily, with your family and friends to mark this year anniversary of Wynn's death here in Sacred Community. We remember him and honor his memory with you. And in this year of memory, we remember Sue Papanek McHugh. We remember Bob Ruxin, Kay Ann Liss, Duffy Brodsky, Lois Lineal, and Eliza Stern-Geyer. And if there are those you are remembering tonight, beloved loved ones that you are remembering, please raise your hand and call on you, Dan.
Shirley Schwartz.
Shirley Reed.
My father, Roger Gopal.
My father, Herbert Silver.
My mother, Molly Logan.
My mother, Ruth Newman, and my cousin, Steve.
My cousin's Paul Goodman.
My friend, E.J. Trout.
Who am I missing? For all of these names and those who are in our hearts tonight, let us rise together as a community of memory, reciting these ancient words together.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach chirtei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da miram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be an abiding blessing. You may be seated. No, you're not on.
Just a couple of announcements. A big thank you to our Shir Chadash choir members. And it is truly indescribable how good it is to be making music with you all again. We want to thank Peggy Shuker and Rabbi Rim once again for leading us tonight in a thought-provoking discussion. Tomorrow morning, there's Torah study here and on Zoom at 10:30 a.m. And on Monday night, Rabbi Cari will be leading a discussion on Zoom at 7:30 about the book We Stand Divided by Rabbi Daniel Gordis. And I understand you do not have to have read the book to participate. That's what the...
Well, you have all weekend to solve that problem. No, that is right.
We want to thank tonight always, but especially tonight, our very amazing tech team for making everything work so beautifully. And a big thank you also to Linda Singerberg. I don't know if she's still here. She left. For who behind the scenes makes everything work in our synagogues, orders the food, set it up, and also to Ellen Cohn, who helped so much tonight. Truly, they are unsung heroes of our community. Next Friday night is our annual Pride Shabbat at 7:30, and all are most warmly invited to join in after our final song, we will go down to the second floor. There is an Oneg Shabbat waiting for us. I believe there's still some baklava left from Fatouche and other yummies. So we'll gather downstairs. So you don't have to wait for Kiddush or Motzi because we already did that before dinner. So. And we conclude tonight's service, page 45, Adon Olam. Feeling was that we should leave dancing tonight. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'et Nasa V'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Ve'acharei kichlot hakol Levado yimloch nora Ve'hu haya ve'hu hoveh Ve'hu yiyeh v'tifara Adon olam Hashem malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra Ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni Lahamshil lo lehachvira Ve'li reshit ve'li tachlit Ve'lo ha'oz ve'ha'misra Adon olam Hashem malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra Ve'hu Eli v'chai go'ali v'tzochev li b'etzara Ve'hu nisi u'manos li menakosi b'yom ekra Adon olam Hashem malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra Beyado af kidruchi be'edi shan ve'aira ve'im ruchi gaviati Adonai li ve'lo ira Adon olam Hashem malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra Shabbat shalom everyone.